Hey everybody, Tim here with today's episode of Enterprise, Season 1, Episode 20, Detained. This could have been a fantastic episode, but they had a great idea, and then they just fumbled the ball or something. I don't know sports. But for one, I don't know what it is about TV shows, but if you have a successful TV show, and then you do another successful TV show, or you're trying to do another TV show, they have to have appearances from other actors from the first show. So, for example, one of the ones that really stands out in my mind is Nash Bridges, because I grew up in San Francisco. The main characters of that show were Don Johnson and Cheech Marin. And they actually did a double crossover where Philip Thomas, the guy that plays Tubbs in Miami Vice, and Tommy Chong both appeared in an episode of Nash Bridges at the same time. So it's hey, you love these two new characters. Well, guess what? People that used to hang out with them in their old shows are back. And it's this weird nostalgia thing. So the reason I bring this whole thing up is as soon as I watched the first episode of Enterprise, I almost guaranteed it. I knew it was going to happen, where Scott Bakula's most famous show is Quantum Leap. And I was they're going to fit Dean Stockwell somewhere in this show. I can almost guarantee it. And sure enough, it took us 20 episodes, but here he is. He played Al in Quantum Leap. And it was great to see him, and it kind of has that whole nostalgic feel seeing Dean Stockwell and Scott Bakula talk to each other. But what makes those nostalgic feelings work, for one, is they kind of have to be friends. You kind of have to have that chemistry that works together. Whereas in this episode, they're enemies. So seeing them pitted against each other, you're just this doesn't feel right. Something's weird. So that whole being said, this whole episode is a fantastic allegory for internment camps and stuff that's happened in American history, and some stuff that is still very, very present. And it could have been fantastic. But I don't know, we're 20 episodes into Enterprise, and I just feel like I'm hitting my head against a brick wall. It is so difficult to get into this series. They bring up the whole transporter thing and how they're finally getting used to it, and it's oh, okay. And basically the whole episode is Archer and Mayweather are trapped in this internment camp for the Suliban, and it's supposed to give us this sympathy for the characters, because all we've seen are these genetically engineered characters that can fit through cracks and all sorts of stuff, and they're oh no, that's only 10% of the population that have been genetically engineered, blah blah blah. And it's okay, so that's kind of a shout out to Khan and the eugenics wars and stuff like that. What if a different alien race had only encountered the Botany Bay and thought all humans were like that? Okay, I get it. I see where you're coming from. But now, Dean Stockwell's character has taken all of the Suliban and put them in internment camps to kind of monitor them and watch them and, put them in solitary confinement and all sorts of stuff. And it's very sad to watch these characters go through this, but it's done in it's just not a successful way. As I'm watching this episode, I'm just it's hard to care. It's such a slow episode. And I get it with some of the characters and their kids, and if it had been a different show, it would have been fantastic. But something about Enterprise, I can't put my finger on it, but something about it, it's just so monotonous. It's so difficult to get into this series. I'm really hoping this picks up, or like I said, I feel bad for you guys to watch 86 reviews of me being this is bad, this is bad, this is bad. But I don't know. There's been I think 2 really good episodes in this 20. So for those who have seen this one, what did you think about the whole allegory of the internment camps? What did you think about Dean Stockwell's appearance? And what did you think about the Sulibans that are not genetically engineered, that are just living their life? Go ahead, let me know what you guys think about this, and I will see you guys next time for Vox Sola.